welcome back to my channel, and I'm here to do the intro for my bookshelf tour. So you guys are going to get to finally see all the massive number of books that are on these shelves. So we have shelves all over the house. I have a half shelf here, a small shelf here, and a half shelf over here. I also have a full shelf here, and then 3 full shelves in my bedroom, plus more downstairs. And I even have more in storage. So only about half of my books when I moved in came with us. I have now doubled that, so about a quarter of my collection is in storage. They got left there because of weight issues with getting things to the island. We wanted to make sure that we didn't overpack, overweigh everything. And then I ended up buying too many books, and now we're gonna have the same problem when we leave. But they will almost all come with me. Whatever, minus whatever I have to unhaul between now and then. But you're gonna get to see everything, and I'm gonna apologize right now. I am terrible at names. I have a learning disability, and part of my learning disability is that I don't phonetically sound out things very well. So the fact that I'm trying to sound out unfamiliar authors' names is a problem. The ones I do know are either easy or because I've heard them 1,000 times. The ones I don't know, I apologize now. It closes, I've already filmed the whole thing. It's like 50 minutes long, and I close with showing you like a brief overview. It's a little bit shaky, and I've been debating on whether or not I should re-film it or not, but since we're in a crunch to leave, I don't think it's gonna happen. But I just wanted to let you know that you're finally getting the book haul and bookshelf tour, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Okay, so here is shelf number 1. If I can do this on my camera, it would be great. So we're gonna pan down for my tripod. This is the first section of shelves on my bookshelf, and we will start going through them one by one. Zoom in a little bit so you guys can see their look. This is also one of my red shelves. So on the far side, we have a little mug that's full of all my pens, and then we have a little statue that one of my boys made, and a bunch of candles, and the remote for the AC that's not currently on. All right, first up we have Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, Hollow City, Library of Souls, and Tales of the Peculiar, all by Ransom Riggs. Next we have Wicked Lovely, Ink Exchange, Fragile Eternity, Radiant Shadows, Darkest Mercy, and then 2 of the short stories. It's like Fairy Tales and Nightmares, and then the Desert Tales, all by Melissa Marr. Now we have The Secret Circle. The first 2 books are 2 books each, or 1.5 books each. The first one's The Initiation and The Captive Part 1. The second one is The Captive Part 2 and The Power. And then you then have The Divide and The Hunt, and these are all Secret Circle books by L.J. Smith. These are The Vampire Diaries by also L.J. Smith, and so the first 2 books again are 2 books each. You have The Awakening and The Struggle, The Fury and The Reunion, The Return Nightfall, The Return Shadow Souls, The Return Midnight, and then you have the 3 red ones, which are not written by L.J. Smith. They are written by another author, and after they fired L.J. Smith. And I have them in reverse order. Of course I do. So they are The Hunters, Volume 1, The Phantom, the Volume 2, Moonsong, and Volume 3, Destiny Rising. I have not read the red ones yet, if I didn't mention that like 3 seconds ago, because I don't remember. This is the second shelf. The first book is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. The next 3 books are Need, Captivate, and Entice by Carrie Jones. The next 3 books, which my husband got me a paperback for the middle ones, so that's why they're weird, are The School for Good and Evil, The School for Good and Evil, The World Without Princes, and The School for Good and Evil, The Last Ever After. The next 2 books are Teardrop and Waterfall by Lauren Kate. Next we have Oh My Gods by Tara Lynn Childs. And then we have Split Second, Pivot Point, On the Fence, The Fill-In Boyfriend, and By Your Side by Casey West. And I thought those were going to fall for a second. Then we have Indigo by Helen Demore. And then we have Just for Finn and Forgive My Fins, also by Tara Lynn Childs. I should have put those with the other one, but I didn't notice it until just now. We have The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ed Lavender by Leslie Walton. Now we have Anna Dressed in Blood and The Girl of Nightmares by Kendra Blake. We have Seriously Wicked and Seriously Shifted by Tina Connolly. Ruined and Avenged by Amy Tintera. First book is Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell. I think I have more Lisa Maxwell books somewhere else in the house, but apparently I didn't put them together yet. The special edition of Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody, and I do have another Amanda Foody book, but it's not on this shelf. There's the other Lisa Maxwell book, Unhooked by Lisa Maxwell. We have Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston. I do have Geekarella also, but you'll see that on my red shelf. A Million Junes by Emily Henry. Wink Poppy Midnight by April Genevieve Tucole? I have no clue. This is why I don't usually say authors' names, because I can't say them right. Ink by Alice Broadway. Nameless and Kin by Lily St. Croix. The Stars Never Rise and The Flame Never Dies by Rachel Vincent. Sweet Venom and Sweet Shadows, again by Tara Lynn Childs. I really need to put these books together because I thought I did, and I did not, obviously. Incarnate, Asunder, and Infinite, all by Jodi Meadows. My Libba Bray books. Oh, things are falling over. My Libba Bray books, we have Going Bovine, and then we have A Great and Terrible Beauty, Rebel Angels, and A Sweet Far Thing. We have The Diviners and Layer of Dreams. All right, so let me pan you guys so you can see this whole shelf. This is the one I normally sit in front of when I'm doing my videos. So this is the whole thing as of right now. Things will change again very shortly because I have read books to add to this shelf. This is, the first shelf you saw was partially read, partially unread. This one is all read. Top shelf is my Harry Potter shelf. I have a Harry Potter mug with a bunch of bookmarks and pencils in it. I have my Hogwarts playing cards. I've got some little tiny Funkos, some fabric, a little tin that doesn't have anything in it. The first book on this collection is the Hogwarts Library collection. It's the Fantastic Beasts, Quidditch Through the Ages, and Tales of Beedle the Barb, which I have not opened yet. And just so you guys know, I'm terrible and I'm not gonna take all the books out of their boxes because I'm lazy and they're hard to get in and out without ruining them, and I don't want to ruin them. So there's the first one. I have the hardback and the paperback versions of the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone Ravenclaw edition. The Japanese version of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone that my husband brought me back from Japan. The entire box set, which again, I'm not taking out, but you can see them and they're all so pretty. Then we have Harry Potter's Artifact Vault, which is full of pictures of things from the movie, and they're really cool, I like it. The American and the UK editions of the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the illustrated versions. And finally, the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, and Prisoner of Azkaban's illustrated versions. The Sorcerer's Stone was in a box that got moved here by us, and the airline shattered the entire box that it was in. It was in a big plastic tote. They shattered it and ripped my cover. So someday I'll replace that, but as of right now, it's just a dust check that's messed up. This is the next shelf, and this is, again, all red books. And this, again, is going to be changing soon because I have a book to add in there, so this is going to get rearranged shortly. But as of right now, this is what it looks like. So I have a couple of bookie candles off to the side. I have the little wax melter that we got in the last owl crate, a unicorn crate, tiny little calendar, a mug that I got from one of my boxes, I don't know which one, and a picture of my kitty. First we have Illuminate and Gemina. I also have Obsidio, which I have finished and will go on the shelf momentarily, but it's not quite the end of the month yet, so I'll rearrange after I do my wrap up. But those are both by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. We also have Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. Okay, and then here's my Sarah J. Maas collection, at least 95% of it. So we have A Court of Thorns and Roses, A Court of Mist and Fury, and A Court of Wings and Ruin. And then we have Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, Heir of Fire, Queen of Shadows, and Empire Storms all by Sarah J. Maas. I do have more, but they're not on this shelf because they have not been read or are not here yet, one of the two. Next, we have The Night of Cake and Puppets, The Daughter of Smoke and Bone, The Days of Blood and Starlight, and The Dreams of Gods and Monsters, all by Laini Taylor. And finally, the Gracious series by Leigh Bardugo, Shadow and Bone, Ruin and Rising, and Siege and Storm. So this is another one of my red shelves, and you have a little tiny, sorry, my finger, you have a little tiny Harley Quinn there in the corner. These are my Alice in Wonderland books. So we have Alice Decoded. We have the special 150th anniversary edition that has Salvador Dali's illustrations in it. We have a graphic novel version. We have several other versions, including one that's more of like a manga version, as well as the puffin version. So I don't have a huge collection just yet, but I see it getting bigger every day. These are my Susan Denner books. You have Sight Witch, Truth Witch, and Wind Witch. And here are my Rick Riordan books. There are 3 or 4 more to add to this that I'm either almost done with or already finished this month. But this is the red ones for right now. So I have, starting on the far left side, we have The Lost Hero, The Son of Neptune, The Mark of Athena, The House of Hades. We do have the other one that's finished, and I will add that up there later, which is the Blood of Olympus. And then we have The Lightning Thief, The Sea of Monsters, The Titan's Curse, The Battle of the Labyrinth, and The Last Olympian, which are also all finished. And then to go with them, I have I have one of the A.L.O.E books and one of the Magnus Chase books that are done. But this is my red portion as of right now. And then for my graphic novels, we have I Hate Fairyland 1 and 2, Paper Girls 1, 2, and 3, and the first Saga book. This is the middle shelf that you guys kind of see in the background but don't really see. The first book is the annotated version of the Brothers Grimm and the special 10th anniversary edition of City of Bone. Then we have the entire set of the Alice in Zombieland books by Jenna Showalter. We have Alice in Zombieland, Through the Zombie Glass, The Queen of Zombie Hearts, and A Mad Zombie Party. I've only read the first one, but I plan on reading the rest, just on my list of to-dos. This is the Asylum series. So we have Asylum, Sanctum, Catacomb, and the Asylum novellas. And these are all by Madeline Rowe. This is the Born of Illusion series. It's Born of Illusion and Born of Deception by Terry Brown. This is the Poison Study series. It's like the first, I'm not sure how this works. I know that there is a bunch of books. The first 3 books go together. There's something in the middle, and the last 3 books go together. But I bought them all as a box set. They're still packaged. I haven't even opened them yet. So we have Poison Study, Magic Study, Fire Study, the Shadow Study, Night Study, and Dawn Study, all by Maria V. Schneider. All right, then we have Maleficent, and I don't know who this is by. All it says is Redneck on it, and I never pay attention to the author because it's about Maleficent, and I adore Maleficent. These are Under Rose Tato's Guise and Codename Verity by Elizabeth Ween. Is that how you say her name? Next we have Passenger and Wayfarer by Alexandra Bracken. And finally for the shelf is the Bone Witch by Rin Chupico, I don't know. See, this is why I don't do names. Okay, this shelf has got a little bit of stacking with it, and the bottom shelf does too. So this one starts with the Lord of the Rings series, The Fellowship of the Rings, The Two Towers, and The Return of the Kings, all by J.R.R. Tolkien, which again, I just got in a box set, have not opened yet. Next we have Jane Steele by Lindsay Fay, Zodiac and Wandering Star by Romina Russell. Then we have the Winter's Curse trilogy. I think it's a trilogy. The Winter's Curse, The Winter's Crime, and The Winter's Kiss, all by Marie Rudeskowski. That one I've heard, I just can't remember how to pronounce. All right, then we have The Thief, The Queen of Atoli, The Conspiracy of Kings, and The King of Atoli, all by Megan Wallen Turner. Ashes to Ashes and Dusk to Dusk by Melissa Walker. The Queen of the Tierling and the Invasion of the Tierling by Erica Johansson. Ooh, falling. Ice Kissed and Frostfire by Amanda Hocking, which I do have more books by her, but I read them. A Fierce and Subtle Poison by Samantha Mabry. Spindle Fire by Alexis Hillary, I don't know. A Nearer Moon by Melanie Crower. Vixen by Gillian Larkin. Caravellesque by Neil Jordan. Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld. And Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. And this is the last shelf on the wall that I normally film in front of. So we have a piggy bank that's full of pennies, and we also have a couple of packs of the Crayola fabric colorway thing. All right, so this one I did take out of the box because this box is ripped, and so it comes out and goes back in super easy. So this is the Wendella series. So we have all 3 books. We have The Search for Wendella, The Hero of Wendella, and The Battle for Wendella, all by Tony Dizzarelli, I think is what his name is. He co-wrote the Spiderwick Chronicles, which I also have, but they're in storage. But I like those books so much that I figured I'd try these. We have The Telling and First There Were Four by Alexandra Sarowi. And that's my cat. She wanted to make sure she made an appearance for you. These books I feel like I read 1,000 years ago, and I'm probably actually going to unhaul them soon. I just haven't decided for sure yet. They are The Hunting Moon, The Summer King, The Light-Bearing's Daughter, and The Book of Dreams, all by O.R. Melling. I have no idea if these are in the right order because I've never read them. The Wizard Heir, The Warrior Heir, and The Dragon Heir, all by Cinda Williams Chima. From back in my vampire days, we have Thirst, Volume 1, 2, and 3 by Christopher Pike. And if they have other names, I don't know what they are. We have The Other Boleyn Girl by Philippa Gregory. Stargirl and Love Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli. One of the Cirque du Freak books. I have no idea which one this is. By Darren Shawn. My son has the rest of them, so that's just an extra. The first Vladimir Todd book. Man, stop it. Damn it. The first Vladimir Todd book by Heather Brewer. This is on the wrong shelf. I actually read this one. This is Contaminated by M. Gardner. So apparently I have a couple of mixed up shelves because this one's got some stuff on it too. The 100 by Cass Morgan. And that's it for the shelves on the wall that you normally see behind me while I'm filming. These are my brand new bookshelves. They're the ones that I just got to get all of my books off the floor and out of numerous piles all over my house. So most, if not all of these are unread. Pretty sure they're all unread, but I could be wrong because apparently I was wrong about some of the other shelves. First book is The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye. Lifeblood by Jenna Showalter. The first book in this series is on another shelf because apparently I can't keep my books together. Stealing Snow by Danielle Page. The Valiant by Leslie Livingston. Winter Song by S.J. Jones. Mild interlude. If you're wondering what that noise is, it's my cat playing in her paper. Because she likes her paper, I'm going to get a box for it. But as of right now, I don't have one. Long May She Reign by Rihanna Thomas. And the first 4 books of the Mary Poppins series. So we have Mary Poppins Opens the Door, Mary Poppins in the Park, and Mary Poppins Comes Back, all by P.L. Travers. My Fair Godmother and My Unfair Godmother by Jeanette Ralston. Ice Like Fire and Snow Like Ashes, both by Sarah Ratchet. Fateful by Claudia Gray. A Wicked Thing, also by Rihanna Thomas. The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. Okay guys, my camera totally died, so we're going to pick back up 2 days later on Delirium by Lauren Oliver. Next we have Goose Girl, Emma Burney, River Secrets, and Forest Born, all by Shannon Hale. Unearthed by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. Monstrous and Ravenous by Marcy Kate Conley. The Heart of Betrayal and the Beauty of Darkness by Mary E. Pearson. All right, moving down. Moon Chosen by PC Cast. The Glittering Court by Rochelle Mead. The Dark Days Club by Allison Goodman. Even the Darkest Skies by Heather Fawcett. Worlds of Ink and Shadow by Lena Coakley. The Season by two Dyer. Jonah Lisa Dyer and Stephen Dyer. Given to the Sea by Mindy McGinnis. The Clockwork Scarab by Colleen Gleason. Denton's Little Death Day by Lance Rubin. Spindle by Shinona Slayton. Just Ella, Palace of Mirrors and Palace of Lies by Margaret Pearson Haddock. Fever by Mary Beth Keane. Angus, Thongs, and Full Frontal Snogging by Louise Renson. The Last Vampire by Seth Graham Smith. If I Stay and Where She Went by Gail Foreman. Demonata Book 1, Lord Lost by Darren Shan. November 9, Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. And If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. Alright, this shelf is a little bit different. I have some unhauled books, so books that you haven't seen in a video yet, as well as my cookbooks and then some random stuff. And I'll just kind of show you. Peter Pan and Alice in Wonderland. Imagimorphia. How to Draw Villains. Sewing Mod Kid Style. The Jelly Bar Book. Umberland by Wendy Spinelli. Reign of the Fallen by Sarah Glenn Marsh. Daughter of the Siren Queen by Tricia Levenseller. The Wicker King by Kay Ancrum. And the 3 cookbooks on the shelf are The Edgy Veg, Vegan Comfort Classics, and Isa Does It. There is one more shelf, but it's got some fabric and my wireless adapters. All right, next of my new shelves. Girl Made of Snow and Glass by Melissa. Okay, so I'm gonna go guess on this one and say Barasha Dusht. I have no idea. The Thousandth Floor by Catherine McGee. The Wicked Deep by Shay Arenshaw. The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. Hunted by Megan Spooner. My Lady Jane by Cynthia Han, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. This Monstrous Thing by Mackenzie Lee. Sorry about the glare on this one. I can't figure out how to get it to go away. Princess Ink by Mari Mancusi. The Girl of Midnight and The Shadow Hour by Melissa Gray. The Great Hunt and the Great Pursuit by Wendy Higgins. And The Shadow Queen and the Wish Granter by C.J. Redwine. The Deep Blue, The Rogue Wave, The Dark Tide, and Sea Spell, all by Jennifer Donnelly. Beyond the Darkened Shore by Jessica Leakey. Roar by Cora McCormack. The Bells by Danielle Clayton. Witchwood by Tahara Mafi. Survive the Night by Danielle Vega. Roombinder by Alex Taylor. How to Hang a Witch by Andrea Mather. Midnight at the Electric by Jody Lynn Anderson. Moving down again, we have God's Grave by Jay Kristoff. Strange the Dreamer by Laney Taylor. The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Arlo Finch and the Valley of Fire by John August. The Assassin's Blade and Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas. And Now I Rise by Kirsten White. This is the last of well, for the most part, the last of the shelves out here in my little hallway and on this particular bookshelf. Brothers Grimm, The Complete Fairy Tales. Granted by John David Anderson. The Kiss of Life and Passing Strange by Daniel Waters. Greek Mythology, A Junior Genius Guide by Ken Jennings. The Yeti Files, Meet Bigfoot by Kevin Cherry. The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. A Madness So Discreet by Minnie McGinnis. A Whole New World, Once Upon a Dream, and As Old as Time, all by Liz Branwell. And then the very bottom shelf is all of the extra overflow books that I got from that one book outlet box and Stephen King's It. This is the last bookshelf in the hallway period, but it's only got sewing stuff and then some sticker books inside of it, as well as old leftover planners. And it's sitting right next to Alice's paper pile. So this one's just miscellaneous stuff. It doesn't have anything to do with books, but I figured I'd show it to you anyways. Don't mind the sound of the AC. It's way too hot in my room to ever turn it off, so it's staying on, but hopefully it'll only affect this particular shelf. So this is the top bookshelf in my room. It's a really old one, it's broken. That's why it's in my room. That's why no one ever really sees it. This is also a red shelf. The top shelf here is just journals, leftover planner stuff, all that kind of, miscellaneous junk. This is the first real shelf, and we have a couple of coasters that I got from one of my book boxes, as well as a mug full of pens and bookmarks. The first book on this shelf is The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. Okay, they kind of all fit. So we have The Vampire Academies, Frostbite, Shadow Kiss, The Blood Promised, Spirit Bound, and The Last Sacrifice. All the Vampire Academy books. Then we have Bloodline, The Golden Lily, The Indigo Spell, The Fiery Heart, and Silver Shadows, all by Rochelle Mead. I have read all of the Vampire Academy books and I have started the Bloodline books, but even though this is a red shelf, I still put it up there. Okay, these ones didn't quite fit on the shelf very well. So we have Marked, Betrayed, Chosen, Untamed, Hunted, Tempted, Burned, Awakened, Destined, Hidden, Revealed, and Redeemed, which is the House of Night series by PC Cast and Kristen Cast. And then we have the 4 novellas that go with it, which are Dragon's Oath, Labian's Vow, Nefereti's Curse, and Kalon's Fall. I have read all of these. And the final book on the shelf that has nothing to do with either one of these authors is Geekerella by Ashley Poston. All right, these are all the same author, but some of them are, I have one middle grade, a couple of YA, and a few adult. And so they have different names. So we have Gamer Girl and Golden Girl, which would be by Mari Mancusi. Then we have What the Roses, Moonglazer, The News Blues, These Boots Are Made for Stomping, A Connecticut Fashionista in King Arthur's Court, and Razor Girl, which are all by Marianne Mancusi, and then Skater Boy is also by Mari. She changes her names depending on what genre she's writing for. All of our kid books, YA and under, are all by Marianne Mancusi, and all of her adult books are by Marianne Mancusi. I do have other of her books in storage that even go by another name because they're a different genre again. We have the first Glass House book by Rachel Kane. There is more, but they're kind of scattered. We have Tithe and The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. The Hunger Games series, Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay by Susan Collins. Eliza and Her Monsters by Francisca Zappia. The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. Foolish Hearts by Emma Mills. 5 to 1 by Holly Bodger. The Afterlife of Holly Chase by Cynthia Hand. The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertelli. The Daughter of the Pirate King by Trish Levenseller. Generation Dead by Daniel Waters. Furthermore by Tahara Mafi. The Weight of Feathers by Anne-Marie McLemore. The Glass Bear by Lauren DeStefano. Rogue, Stray, and Pride by Rachel Vincent. Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertelli. 13 Little Blue Envelopes by Maureen Johnson. Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver. Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. The Ghost and the Goth and the Queen of the Dead by Stacey Cade. Sunshine by Robin McKinley. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Tom Sawyer. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter by Seth Graham Smith. The Help by Catherine Stockett. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. Wake, Title, and Lullaby by Amanda Hawkins. I also have the fourth one, but that was in storage. I finished it right at the beginning of our move and couldn't bring it with me, so it's in storage. Every Heart a Doorway, Down Among the Sticks and Bones, and Beneath the Sugar Sky by Shauna McGuire. Ghost Town by Rachel Kane. And I Darken by Kirsten White. Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. Between the Lines, which is the second book in the series, again, the first one's in storage, by Jodi Picoult and her daughter Samantha Van Leer. And then House Rules by Jodi Picoult. And finally, The Titanic and the California, The Midnight Watch by David Dreyer. All right, so this is the final shelf on this shelf. These are my mangas, as well as some kid books, and there's a few leftovers that didn't fit farther up. So this one is obviously it's a book of collective Disney princess stories. A book that I got from the National Gallery in London. These are the books that for some reason squeaked through and did not make it into storage. So we have a Berenstain Bears book, In the Crowd, Gremlins, Scuffy the Tugboat, and Dumbo. I have no idea where this came from, honestly. This is the League of Regrettable Superheroes. Here we have all of my Vampire Knight mangas, 1 through 12. We have Mary Piri, 1 through 4. They're not gonna stay. That's Absolute Boyfriend, 1 through 6. These two I've never read. This is Loveless 1 and 2. This is the the first Wicked Lovely manga that went with the series from the other room. Blacklisted by Jenna Showalter. This is a short story collection called Fendi, Ferragamo, and Fangs. I have no idea. I know that's like a fashion thing and I'm not a fashion person. By several different authors. Wuthering Height and the Scarlet Letterman by Kara Lockwood. The Good Ghouls Guide to Getting Even and Good Ghouls Do. Yeah, okay. They're both by Julie Keener. Dating for Demons, Fang for Freaks, and Brace to Bite, all by Sierra Robar. Well, that was a big waste of time. I just started doing this entire shelf and forgot to hit record. All right, so we have a little tiny fairy on the corner, as well as the covers to two of the books that I'm reading right now, a journal, my iPad mini, which is super old, and a devotional book. Let's get to the real ones again, because this time I'm recording. Forest of a Thousand Lanterns by Julie C. Dow. Scythe and Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman. Rebel of the Sands by Alwyn Hamilton. The Forbidden Wish by Jessica Corey. Wicked Like a Wildfire by Lana Popovich. I stumbled over that one the first time I did it and the second time I did it. Why is that such a tongue twister for me? The Accidental Afterlife of Thomas Marston by Emma Trayvon. The Anthology of Because You Love to Hate Me. Tiger Lily by Jodi Lynn Anderson. The Little Paris Bookshop by Nina George. The Anthology of Slasher Girls and Monster Boys. Salt to the Sea by Rita Sepetty. The Diabolic and the Empress by S.J. Kincaid. And Star-Touched Queen and A Crown of Wishes by Rochny Chachki. Doing this reminds me I need to dust more often. So on this shelf we have a little Cheshire cat that I got from Japan when my husband went there. And these are all books from Al-Crate and Al-Crate Jr. I had them all separated for a while and they've kind of gotten mixed back into the general population, but these are the ones that were still separated out. Everland by Wendy Spinelli. The Star Thief by Lindsay Becker. The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. The Sandcastle Empire by Kayla Olson. The Explorer by Catherine Rundell. York by Laura Rudy. York by Laura Ruby. The World's Greatest Detective by Caroline Carson. Hello Universe by Erin Andrea Kelly. The Serpent King by Jeff Zentner. The Hearts We Sold by Emily Lloyd-Jones. Before She Ignites by Jody Meadows. This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. Three Dark Crowns by Kendar Blake. Dumplin' by Julie Murphy. Soundless by Rachel Mead. Wild Beauty by Anne-Marie McLemore. And Vasset in the Night by Sarah Porter. All right, the next shelf has, I don't know what it's from. I know it's a Funko Pop, and I know it's from a Disney thing. I thought it was cute, so I bought it because it's got wings. I like wings. Flawed and Perfection by Cecilia Ahern. The Anthology of Zombies vs. Unicorns. Replica by Lauren Oliver. Eat the Sky and Drink the Ocean, another anthology. The Penguins Classic Edition of Peter Pan. Shatter Me, Ignite Me, and Unravel Me by Tahara Mafi. This Song Will Save Your Life by Layla Sales. The Sleepy Hollow and Other Short Stories. The Bone Season, nope. The Bone Season and the Mime Order by Samantha Shannon. 1,000 Pieces of You, 10,000 Skies Above You, A Million Worlds With You, all by Claudia Gray. And then for this shelf, The Girl from Everywhere and The Ship Beyond Time by Heidi Helling. The next shelf, and it's knick-knack free. These ones don't want to stay very well, but they are The Fallen Kingdom, Rebel Spirit, The Gathering Darkness, The Frozen Tides, and The Spirit of Thieves, all by Morgan Rhodes. We have Their Fractured Light, This Shattered World, and These Broken Stars by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. I don't know why this shelf is so dark. We have The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, The Evolution of Mara Dyer, and The Retribution of Mara Dyer box set, which again I have not even taken out yet. Tiny Pretty Things and Shiny Broken Pieces, and Danielle Clayton has co-authored this, but I cannot pronounce the first name, so I'm not even going to try because I'm going to butcher it that bad. Walk on Earth a Stranger and Like a River Glorious by Ray Carson. The Wrath and the Dawn and The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Adier. Last shelf on this shelf. The Most Dangerous Animal of All. It's a book about the Zodiac Killer, and it's by Gary L. Stewart. Stars of Fortune by Nora Roberts. Outlaw by Ted Dekker. Wild by Cheryl Strayed. The Magicians and the Magician King by Lev Grossman. Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. The Summer Dragon by Todd Lockwood. I've never heard of this book before. I got it in a subscription box. If anyone knows anything about it, let me know. Day Shift and Midnight Crossing by Charlene Harris. Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty. The Story of Land and Sea by Katie Simpson Smith. The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Garabarath. I don't know how to say this name. I know that it's J.K. Rowling though. My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. Stuff for the Children by Craig DeLuey. And lastly for this whole shelf is The Girls by Emma Klein. All right, this is the last bookshelf upstairs and the last one in my room. So I have a little ornament of a sloth that I got in a sticker subscription and a candle that's my daughter's. Okay, first book on the shelf is Hunting Prince Dracula by Carrie Maniscalco. Everlist by Sarah Holland. Warcross by Marie Lu. Queen of Hearts, Blood of Wonderland, and War of the Cards by Colleen Oakes. Alice and Red Queen by Christine Henry. Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. New World Rising by Jennifer Wilson. Dream On and Dream a Little Dream by Kirsten Greer. First Life by Jenna Showalter. There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins. Roses and Rot by Kat Howard. You by Carolyn Kepnes. The Novice, The Inquisition, and The Battle Mage by Taryn Matherow. A Darker Shade of Magic, A Gathering of Shadows, and A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. All right, this shelf has a bunch of random candles on it and actually a few sticker pages. All right, we have Saga, Book 2 by Brian K. Vaughan, and this one is not open yet. I Hate Fairyland, Volume 3, The Good Girl. Giant Days, Volume 1. Monstrous, Volume 1 and 2 by Marjorie Liu. Moss, Volume 1 and 2 by Art Spiegelman. Six of Crows, The Crooked Kingdom, and Language of Thorns by Leigh Bardugo. Daughter of the Burning City by Amanda Foody. Lips Touch 3 Times and Dream Dark Black Bringer by Laini Taylor. Can you say tongue twister? The Reader by Tracy Chee. The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness. The Smell of Other People's Houses by Bonnie Sue Hitchcock. A Sliver of Stardust and A Legend of Starfire by Marissa Burt. Dull Bones. The Red Glove, Black Heart, and White Cat by Holly Black. Iron Trials and the Copper Gauntlet by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. The Flame in the Mist by Renee Adier. Anya's Ghost by Vera Brosigal. Yeah, okay. And The Lonely Hearts Hotel by Heather O'Neill. All right, next shelf. Nothing special on it. The Edge of Everything by Jeff Giles. I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. The Wrong Side of Right by Jen Marie Thorne. When Temple Met Rishi by Sandra Menon. The Land of 10,000 Madonnas by Kate Hattermere. Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. Body and Soul by Stacey Cade. I See London, I See France by Sarah Milowanoski. I'm telling you, I cannot do names. Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. The Names They Gave Us by Emery Lord. This Adventure Ends by Emma Mills. 99 Days by Katie Cotugno. The Last Blue Envelope by Maureen Johnson. Wanderlost by Jen Maloney. When We Collide by Emery Lord. First and Then by Emma Mills. Everything Everything by Nicole Yoon. Lola and the Boy Next Door and Isla and the Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. The Start of You and Me by Emery Lord. And then a box set of Morgan Matson books. We have Amy and Roger's Epic Detour, Last Chance Summer, and Since You've Been Gone. All right, these are not in order. These were just order from like biggest to smallest. So we have Always and Forever Laura Jean, which I just realized has a cut in the spine. That's awesome. We have P.S. I Still Love You and To All the Boys I Loved Before. So I think it's in reverse order. And then we have The Summer I Turned Pretty, It's Not Summer Without You, and We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han. my true love gave to me and Summer Days and Summer Nights. They're both 12 holiday anthologies or love stories. Me and Earl and the Dying Girl by Jesse Andrews. Something Borrowed by Emily Griffin. Change of Heart and the Bollywood Affair by Sonali Dev. We have We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutchinson. The Dressmaker by Elizabeth Birkeland Oberbeck. Why are you yelling at me? Why are you yelling at me? Do you know why you're yelling at me? Or you just yelling to yell? The Book of Speculation by Erica Schwindler. When the Moon Was Ours by Anne-Marie McLemore. Mosquito Land by David Arnold. Royce Rolls by Margaret Stoll. A Study in Charlotte and Last of August by Brittany Cavallero. Saints and Misfits by S.K. Alley. American Street by Evie Zaboy. The Bookshop on the Corner by Jenny Colgan. And Emma by Alexander McCall Smith. This is the last bookshelf in my room, and this is the one that often has a bunch of stickers on the bottom because I film pretty much where I'm sitting on the floor right now, and all of my like photo albums full of stickers, I just sit right here, but I moved them for this, and because last time I was planning, I made a big old mess behind me. So if you can see right where I'm sitting right now, I'm right next to the desk that I usually sit at, and there is piles of photo albums full of stickers next to me. So this is the last of the shelves in my room, and this one is all unread. But I've been picking off this one a lot lately because I've been working on the Rick Riordan books, so it's a little bit empty right now. All right, so these are all unread L.J. Smith books. I went through a period a while ago before Vampire Diaries, the TV show, came out, where I was like addicted to L.J. Smith and read anything I could get my hands on that was written by her. These are the ones that were left over that I hadn't gotten to. So we have The Night World Volume 2 and 3. I have Volume 1 on my Kindle, which is why this one never got read, because I never read the Kindle book because I suck at reading on my Kindle. And then we have The Forbidden Game. Then we have Dark Vision, and then we have some more Vampire Diary books. I thought that these were part of the actual series. I did not realize that these were part of the TV series, and therefore I never read them. All right, so here are my remaining Rick Riordan books. I have the second Apollo book, The Dark Prophecy, the second Magnus Chase book, The Hammer of Thor. I have the Percy Jackson and the Greek Gods, the Percy Jackson and the Greek Heroes, and then I have the first two books of his Egypt series, the Red Pyramid and the Throne of Fire. Next we have Neil Gaiman's Norse Mythology. I think this came in an Al-Crate book. It is World Mythology in bite-sized chunks. I couldn't even find it on Goodreads. It doesn't exist there. And then we have Arusha and the End of Time by Roshani Chachki. And just in case you were wondering, this is my pile of more extras and books that I'm going to try to donate or unhaul or something. I have not done anything with them yet, so they're just sitting there. So when I'm done reading a book, before it gets reshelved, it gets stuck on my desk. And this is where it sits until I am ready to do my wrap up. So these are the books that I read so far this month. We have Obsidio, we have Dreamology, the last Heroes of Olympus book, The Blood of Olympus. We have the first Apollo book, The Hidden Oracle, and Caraval. I also have like 3 more books scattered out my room that I am actually currently reading, but I figured I would show this to you because they are not shelved, but they are in my collection. All right, so we are in my living room now. These are the shelves that frame my TV. These are shelves that you will rarely see, but they also have some of my favorite books on them, as well as some of my, yeah, they have my toilet books on them. Let's just be real here. All right, so I'm gonna just do a really, really quick one of this because I don't wanna take everything down. So we have all my Stephanie Meyer books that I have here with me. We have Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn, as well as The Chemist that they're all sitting on. Next to Tink on the other side is the entire Unwind series. We have Unwind, Unholy, Unbound, Undivided, and then unsold. Wow, I did that in the wrong order. Okay, whatever. Like I said, downstairs is going to be a little faster. This shelf has no books on it. It's got video games and little stuff on it. And then this is my entire Cassandra Clare series that I have. Yeah, okay. So with the cars and the DS and the video game that my son likes to add on. The cars are mine, but the DS and the video games are my son's. So on the far left, we have the entire Mortal Instruments basic series. City of Bones, City of Ash, City of Glass, City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, and City of Heavenly Fire. And then we have the Clockwork books, the Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and the Clockwork Princess. And then we have the books that I have not read yet, which are Lady Midnight, The Lord of Shadows, The Bane Chronicles, and the Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy, as well as one of the Shadowhunter Codexes. So that's all for that side. Now we'll move again. All right, so sorry about the odd angle for this one. These ones I'll kind of pull out because you can't see all of them, at least on this particular shelf. These are my A.G. Howard books. This is Splintered, Ensnared, Unhinged, Untamed, and then Roseblood. I do have all of her books, and I have read all of her books, and I love all of her books. I'm looking forward to the Princess and the Pea one that comes out later this year. And then I also have Withered, Fever, and Severe, all by Lauren DeStefano. She's also the one that wrote the Glass Spare books, which I did not realize until a couple of days ago. But that's all for the top shelf. So there it is, kind of put together. That's how it sits most of the time. It's kind of cluttered, but whatever. And then this is more coloring books and all of my Marissa Meyer books. So we have the entire, you can't really see it, the entire Cinder series. We have Cinder, Scarlet, Cress, Winter, Fairest of Them All, and Stars Above. We have Wires and Nerves, Volume 1 and 2, Heartless, and Renegades. And then I have a compilation of Hans Christian Andersen tales. And then on top of that is one of our little dopey Funko Pops, as well as Sleeping Beauties. I don't know what you call that. It's a music box. And I can't remember who makes it, but it's a Disney thing, and I absolutely love them, and my goal is to collect all of them. All right, and then this is one of my Harry Potter shelves. The reason that one Harry Potter book is sitting funny is because that's the one that my husband is currently reading, and he left, so I just put it there to hold its spot. This is my French copy of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the original cover for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. And then we have the old copy of Tales of Beedle the Barb, the Fantastic Beasts screenplay, as well as the Cursed Child screenplay. And the little hippo in the corner is Hippo. This is his home. So these are a set of cubes that I have sitting in my living room, and these are the last of my books that I have in my house. This is an old puppet version of Cinderella. It is actually the oldest book I own, and I got it for my first birthday. We have Magonia and Area by Maria Devana Headley. We have Bridget's Curse and Ephraim's Choice by PC Cast. These are by Nancy Holder, and they are the Wicked books 1 and 2. There are 2 books in each book, and I have the third one too somewhere, but it's obviously not where it belongs. We have The Maze Runner and the Scorched Tiles by James Dashner. All dark and gloomy in the corner. We have Holes, and then we have the entire Pendragon series, and I have read all but the last 2. So all the ones in this first cube, I've read. These 2 over here, I have not. So these ones are mostly devotional books and running books, but I will pull up the ones that aren't. We have The Foretelling by Alice Hoffman, Full Tilt by Neil Schusterman, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas by John Boyle, and Nathaniel Fudd's Bestiology. Okay, so here's the bottom one. Again, they have the first 2 Pendragon books. Then we have 4 by Veronica Roth, Aragon by Christopher Paolini, I don't know how to say his name, an anthology called Love is Hell, a couple of Elisa's books that she didn't want on her shelf. This is the Emily Winthrop books, the first one, and the second one is called The Monsters of the Deep, and they're both by Liz Kessler. She does have her own bookshelves in her room, and if you want to see them, let me know. I Want to Be a Wizard by Diana Druin. I have 3 of the Vampire Kisses books, and I have absolutely no idea which ones they are. I know I have the first one, which is Vampire Kisses. And then we have Royal Blood and Love Bites, but I have no idea what number those are. And they're all by Ellen Schruber, I don't see. I suck at this, I told you. All right, top shelf, more devotional books. Bottom shelf. Okay, so first we have The Midnighters, and this is by Scott Westerfeld. Tantalized by Cynthia Leach Smith. Bloodlines and Bloodlines to the Reckoning by Kate Carey. Beastly by Alex Flynn. Kiss Me Deadly, another anthology. Dorothy Must Die and Dorothy Must Die Stories by Danielle Page. Gone by Lisa McMahon. The Nanny Diaries by Emma McLaughlin and Nicola Krauss. Once Dead, Twice Shy and Early to Death, Early to Rise by Kim Harrison. We have Jennifer Scales and the Ancient Furnace by Mary Janice Davison and Anthony Alongi. We have Treasure Hunter by James Patterson. Frozen, The Triple Moon and the Vampires of Manhattan, all by Melissa De La Cruz. The Edge Chronicles, Beyond the Deep Woods by Paul Stewart and Chris Riddell. The Truth About Forever, Just Listen, and This Lullaby, all by Sarah Dessen. In the Unlikely Event by Judy Blume. You know, I thought Judy Blume was a character's name, not the author's name when I was a kid. I didn't know that that was not her name until this showed up in a Pop Sugar box like 4 years ago. Then we have Fallen and Torment by Lauren Kate. I Cross My Heart and Hope to Spy, and I Tell You I Love You, but then I'd have to kill you by Allie Carter. Speak by Lori Hassel Henderson. After by Francine Prose. Here's the other Wicked book. This one's called Resurrection. This is Prom Dates from Hell, and it's by Rosemary Clement Moore. Okay, so these are the My Sister the Vampire series. We have Switched, Fantastic, Revamped, and Vampulous by Sienna Mercy. And the last book on my shelves is Bloodthirsty by Flynn Meany.
All right, quick overview. This is the little cubes that you just saw. So we're gonna go in reverse order. This is the living room. So you have the TV, bookshelves, knickknacks, all that fun stuff. The bookshelf by my desk. The one by my bed. This one's harder to show because of where it's located, but it's next to my closet. My new bookshelves. And finally, these are the ones I film in front of. If you want to see what's down here, this is what's down at the bottom. It's just paper, sewing stuff. Overview of the middle one, the far bookshelf, and this one. It's full of fabric and another sewing machine.